When the Plucky Squire was announced a few years ago, I was hyped. The way the developer, All Possible Futures, blends 2D and 3D gameplay, along with an interesting and colorful storybook art style, immediately caught my attention. So, when I was asked if I wanted to check out the game ahead of the official release date, I was thrilled. It meant I didn't have to pull any strings or bribe anyone to experience what might be a Game of the Year contender for 2024. Some might think I'm being overly enthusiastic, but I'm confident the Plucky Squire will stand out. From what I've played, it's an amazing title that captures a rare kind of gaming magic. The Plucky Squire starts with a familiar trope. You play as Jot, the hero everyone loves, the one who can do no wrong and never loses a fight. He's the character everyone aspires to be. Yet, you can't always please everyone, and his counterpart, the magic-wielding sorcerer Humgrump, is tired of the predictable story and starts causing some odd havoc in the storybook world. After discovering who's behind these misdeeds, Jot sets out to stop him just like normal. Jot never loses, and this is mentioned so many times that this should be a cakewalk, until things take a strange turn. Just when Jot approaches Humgrump for yet another predictable showdown, the villain reveals a shocking secret. Everything that has happened to Jot, his friends, and even the villain himself is part of a storybook. Their lives are just a plot. But the villain is tired of being confined to a predetermined story, and with the help of some magic called meta-magic, he forces Jot out of the storybook and into the real world, breaking the fourth wall. This is where the game gets really interesting. The perspective shifts from a top-down view to a fully rendered 3D world that resembles a child's room. Toys, books, and various other items are scattered around, giving you just enough of a view of the outside world. The game gets meta, but it also fills you with a sense of excitement and novelty. Without spoiling too much, Jot finds a way back into the storybook with new meta-magic abilities that allow him to jump between his world and the real world. He can now manipulate both worlds to solve puzzles and progress through the story. I particularly enjoy the mashup of gameplay styles found in the Plucky Squire. The entire game takes place within the pages of a storybook, with seamless transitions from one stage to the next. On the surface, the game feels similar to top-down titles like The Legend of Zelda or Cult of the Lamb. You slash through trees and shrubs, searching for in-game currency to buy art books or upgrade Jot's attack abilities, such as throwing swords at enemies. But then the game surprises you with a twist. One moment you're playing a mini-game with a punch-out perspective, the next you're navigating a top-down dash, battling enemies along the way. You might find yourself fighting a card that resembles an elven ranger straight out of Magic, The Gathering, battling her to gain access to her bow. Then taking that bow in another mini-game, where the perspective shifts again as you fend off waves of approaching enemies. The game is full of clever mini-games that add flavor and fun, and I can't wait to see what other surprises await in the full version. With meta magic, Jot can also jump in and out of the storybook to explore the real world, to find items or manipulate the environment. This ability is crucial for solving puzzles. For example, if a giant bug is blocking your path, you might find the word tiny and replacing giant with it. Suddenly, the giant bug shrinks to a speck, clearing your way. I love how this mechanic forces you to think creatively, making the puzzles more engaging and less straightforward. Meanwhile, in the real world, Jot will have to move objects to solve puzzles, and even at times, do some stealthing very similar to Metal Gear, especially since being caught will mean death. But unlike other games, death isn't the end, as you can keep playing as much as you want. I played the Plucky Squire on PC via Steam, and I tend to be a bit tougher on PC games, focusing on performance and visuals. I'm happy to report that this game performs beautifully. I tested it on multiple PCs from high-end to mid-range, and it ran smoothly across all of them. I even played the game on the Asus ROG Ally X, and the game ran without any problems and had plenty of high frame rates, even on the lowest power level. The visuals are stunning, blending hand-drawn storybook art for the 2D world with equally impressive 3D rendered environments. Seriously, I think I'm more impressed with the 3D world, since there are parts where the 2D gameplay is dropped on top of the 3D. It blends in so perfectly. The animations are so well done that it's hard to put into words. You have to see it in action to truly appreciate it. The audio design and mix are just as good. Trust me, This game is a visual and audio treat. The game exudes a whimsical charm that's usually only found in titles produced by Nintendo. It's incredibly fun, and I often found myself smiling and giggling like a child at what was unfolding on the screen. There hasn't been a game that's done that for me in a very, very long time. After playing for over 8 hours, I can understand why All Possible Futures decided to delay the game and to fully realize their vision. If my time with the game so far is any indication, I can't wait to see what else lies in store for Jot, his companions, and the storybook world I've already grown to love. If I failed to convey just how amazed I am with the Plucky Squire, then let me be as clear as I can. This game is amazing. It feels like a childhood fantasy that has been materialized. And when have I ever steered you wrong? There's so much more I'd love to share about the game, but this is just a preview, a taste of what's to come. Until then, you'll have to wait for The Plucky Squire to drop on September 17th, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. That's it for the Outerhaven's The Plucky Squire preview. If you have any questions about the game, leave a comment below. Or if you'd like to help our channel grow, perhaps consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching.